Hi everyone. Today I am working on some projects using Sale-a-Bration items. If you're not familiar with Sale-a-Bration, it is an annual event that happens every January, so far every January, and it runs for usually 3 months. This year it runs January 3rd through March 31st, and what it is, it's a special where when you spend a certain dollar amount you earn free products. So free is always good, isn't it? Now, I'm not allowed to go through and show you each page of the Sale-a-Bration catalog, but I can show you individual products. So I'm going to show you some today, and then throughout the months I will be highlighting certain products from the Sale-a-Bration brochure that you can earn for free with purchases. Today I am focusing on the lily pad collection. The stamp set is called Lovely Lily Pad, and it's free with a $50 purchase. It has 8 stamps, and some of them are outline stamps and some are filler stamps, and I want to show you specifically the filler stamps because they're a little bit interesting, and also I want to show you a card that we can make with that. Now, in addition to the Lovely Lily Pad stamp set, there is a lily pad die set. Now this die set is super fun because it cuts out the images of the lily pads, but it also cuts out some additional fancy, I would say, lily pads. You've got an outline piece here and a nice little decorative, kind of has a water raindrop look to it, but it's a really pretty little decorative border that you can put on things or use multiples for a background. And then you've got this one too. So you've got these pretty additional cutouts that cut out more than just the stamps, but then you've also got cutouts for the leaf and the lily pads and the flowers. So it's a really wonderful die set. The combination together is awesome to add to your collection. The die set is free with a $100 purchase. So to get them both, you would spend $150 and you would have the Lovely Lily Pad stamp set and the lily pad die set. So you can get them both. So that is a wonderful thing. You can, when your order hits $150, you also qualify for Stampin' Rewards. So it's a great little bundle that you get free in addition to your Stampin' Rewards. All those are still in place. So this is an awesome thing to get for free, limited time only during Sale-a-Bration, January 3rd through March 31st. And there's a bunch of stuff in this catalog that I'm going to add to this. It lasts for so long, the Sale-a-Bration period, which is great because maybe you say, okay, I'll spend $150 in January, but in February what happens? I really kind of want to get a few more. So you can pace your orders out throughout the 3 months and get more products free. There is another stamp set that I'm going to use on this card that is super great to have in your collection. A happy birthday and a congratulations and a thanks. There's all kinds of good things. Sending You Thoughts is the name of the stamp set, and it is really great, and I love the font on this. It's really fun. It can be fancy, it can be something pretty, but it also isn't too scripty and too pretty that you couldn't throw it on a masculine card or a kid card, but it would look great just about anywhere, I think. And so it's a really wonderful stamp set to have. I like this, Sending You Thoughts. This is free with a $50 purchase. So if you're not into lily pads, you might still like this particular stamp set here, Sending You Thoughts, because it's just something that you can use again and again and again. Also on this card, I'm using another free product. It is an accent product. It's 2 sets of baker's twine, and these are metallic. They have metallic thread and non-metallic kind of woven together, wrapped together in Bermuda Bay, and I believe this is So Saffron. And then there's a little sequin kit that's got the Bermuda Bay, So Saffron, and Calypso Coral. So it's a fun sequin and baker's twine collection, and on my card that we're going to make in a minute, I used the twine and the sequins. So that is a fun freebie, and you get these products free in one altogether with a $50 purchase. So this is going to last throughout March as well. And one more thing that I've used on this card is a paper collection, and look at this, it's really pretty. It's called Lily Impressions, and what it looks to me is like maybe acrylic painting, and it's got some lily pad patterns on the front side, small and big, bold and light, You've got this one. And then here it is in another color family. Here it is in like a gorgeous grape color collection. I've used up some, so I don't know that I have all of them anymore. There's another different version of the gorgeous grape. And here's yet another, and this one, I think this is all I have left of this one, but you get 2 of each. It's a regular big size paper pack, free with a $50 purchase. And on the back, these really pretty washes of color. You can kind of see the texture of the canvas that it was painted on. It's really fun. I watched a video that they had, Stampin' Up showed us, of the artist who actually paints these for us, and then they photograph her painting in high def, and it just looks really gorgeous to me. I love to paint. I'm more of a watercolor person, so acrylic is kind of tricky and scary to me, but it looks really beautiful, and I love the washes of color. So even if you don't want to make any more lily pads, this is a great, look at that, pack of paper to have on hand. Here's one more. Really fun. Anyway, this one is also in the Sale-a-Bration catalog. So there are just a few. I think I showed you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things from the Sale-a-Bration catalog that I've used on one card. But you can, there's even more. There's a punch. There's just a lot of things in the Sale-a-Bration catalog. Customers who've purchased from me in the past, I sent out catalogs last week or 2 weeks ago. You should get them already. And if you're a new customer of mine, I'll ask you, have you gotten it yet, or would you like one? Also, it'll be downloadable online on January 3rd. I'll have it up on my blog, bestpapercuts.com. You'll be able to see all the free products in this catalog. It looks like this, so just kind of click on this on the 3rd, and you'll be able to flip through and see all the free products that you can earn through March 31st. And they even add some as Sale-a-Bration goes on. They add products sometimes the next month. So in February, they might throw in another stamp set or maybe another paper pack. So it's really fun. There is another one in here too, another paper pack. Another video. I could talk about Sale-a-Bration all day. And I will be all month, 3 months, talking about it, because it is a really great time to add to your collection and your stash, or to join. All kinds of good stuff going on. So I wanted to show you this card here. It's a happy birthday, and it's really simple. We're going to use some of these Sale-a-Bration products. I've got a card base in Bermuda Bay. And then I need 2 pieces of Whisper White, one for the outside and one for the inside, and these are 4 by 5 1/4. And then I've cut down this really pretty lily pad paper to 2 1/4 by 5 1/4. That's going to go straight across. Okay, now here is what we're going to do first. First, we're going to stamp our happy birthday, and we're going to use black Memento ink, like so. Isn't it? It's a really fun font. I like it. I like the size. I like everything about that. Okay, then on our inside piece, there's a few different things you can add. Like you can add with a great big wish for happiness. That's in the same stamp set. Or you can send another sensational year of you. I like that one. So anyway, I've made a few of each. So I'm going to do another sensational year of you, just for fun, because I think I did half and half. There, and I kind of biased it slightly because I'm going to put a lily pad here. Okay, so there is our black. Now I'm going to show you these lily pad stamps. These are unique. So I've got my smaller lily pad, and this is called a 2-sided photopolymer stamp. It's kind of a newer thing they've been doing. So if you don't have one yet, I'm going to show you what 2-sided photopolymer means. Now you've seen photopolymer before, and so you're familiar with the idea that they're clear, but they've cut these differently. Let me see if I can find an older one. So I'm going to grab this other photopolymer stamp set called To a Wild Rose. I'm going to grab one of the stamps. Here's the leaf stamp. So they're different in 2 ways. One of the ways that they're different is they're a little bit thicker, just a tad, not much, but I did notice that right away, that they are thicker, the newer double-sided photopolymer. Another way that they're different is that the non-double-sided ones, they are trimmed around the stamp image. You can see that it's trimmed around the leaf, but they don't get tight cuts. The the form around it that doesn't get the ink is kind of blobby. It's kind of just rounded off. It doesn't get deep into the crevices of these leaves. So it's just kind of a, you know, amoeba looking shape, just kind of any old shape kind of blobbing around the image. However, on the lily pad photopolymer, let me grab the flower one so you're comparing, they get tight in those corners. Those corners are crisp. So you don't have, you know, normally this wouldn't have gone inside that corner. This, you know, the outline of it would have just kind of been, you know, maybe gone in a little bit, kind of rounded off. But here, they've really gone and cut these in. So you've got the actual shape. So when you flip it over, it's not as much of a blob. It actually is still a flower. It actually is still a lily pad. So I'm going to show you how you would use it. You would ink up your stamp one way. So here I've got it with the outline side. Then you're going to clean it off and you're going to turn it over. And you're going to ink it again. This time I wanted to stamp off, which means I'm just going to kind of go off to the side on my scratch paper here and take some of the ink off. And then I'm going to line it up and turn it over. So now I've got this kind of lily pad shape. Now I want to show you the bigger one because it's a little different. Okay, here's my big lily pad. Let me grab an ink pad. I love clips of coral. I'm going to grab clips of coral and ink that up, okay? And then clean it. We're going to flip it over. Now, when we flip it over, it's not going to match up exactly because here, notice that this leaf has an extra one off to the side, and when we flip it, now it's on this side. This little pattern here is different. It has a deep cut here on the flower, and when we flip it over, the deep cut's going to be on this side. So this is not meant to line up 100% accurately here. This is meant to just be a pretty accent background. So I'm going to stamp it here and see it did not line up exact. It's just colored in. So on this one, you're just adding some color. You get a little closer with the lily pad, and there are some that line up a little better. Depends on the image, because if the image is not symmetrical, then obviously it's not going to line up. So depending upon what your image is. But it is kind of a fun thing that they're doing, and I think it was worth pointing out, and I thought it was really fun. So here you go, the lily pad double-sided. Now the small lily pad actually looks like it lines up perfectly, so let me show you that one. We need it right there. That I'm going to do in Melon Mambo. So we're going to stamp this little plant, and now we're going to clean it. A lot of steps. So if you're making multiples, do all your one side and then clean it and then do all the other side. Okay, now I flipped it over. Stamp it off, and now I'm going to line it up, and there I've colored in my lily pad. Lily flower, I guess, not the pad. The green is the pad, right? What is that called? They both call lily pads. The flower must be called a lily. I don't know. So there we have our outside of our card, or the inside. Okay, now the outside, we're going to go ahead and add this pretty strip of Designer Series paper. And I want it to be tight to the edge, so I kind of stand my card up so that I can hit the edge down there. There we go. And I already stamped and cut out with the dies these smaller pieces like this. So my large lily pad, I wanted that up on dimensionals. I'm going to put this dimensional kind of towards the top of the flower so that I can overlap. There we go. But on the smaller one, smaller little lily pad, I tucked him behind so he's not up on a dimensional, but his small flower is. There we go. Now I'm going to add just a couple little dots of glue here and there for the sequins. Now I only want to use the Bermuda Bay on this one, so I'm going to single out which sequins I want. I'm going to do one big one and 2 little ones. This would be so much easier if I hadn't lost my Take Your Pick tool, which is like a little sticky stick with has like a little putty at the end, so you can pick up sequins and put them down. And it's lost. I think it rolled actually behind my desk. I have to find it again. Then I'm going to make a little bow out of my metallic baker's twine. I'm going to stick that down with a little glue dot and ball up. I want this to pop up just a little bit, so I'm going to add dimensionals to the back. And there you have it, a nice little lily pad birthday card. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you'll check back and look at the Sale-a-Bration brochure when it goes live. You'll be able to find that at my blog, and come back a few times because I'm going to be showing more products and more cards and projects using those products all throughout January and February and March. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!